All right, folks, welcome back to the Crisis Report. It is November 17th, 2025, a day that will live in infamy, at least for our family. We are now no longer Marylanders, at least for a little bit. We'll see. We're looking at some places to rent, but currently residing in my mother-in-law's garage in the hills of West Virginia. I wanted to put out on YouTube the way you do like on Facebook, like Mark Safe. PrepperNow has been marked safe from Maryland. Oh man. Son was asking. Anyway, I'll add another story for another one. It is a nice garage, isn't it?
Heated floors.
Heated floors.
Separate HVAC unit.
It's a nice. I mean, you could turn this place into a really awesome studio apartment if you wanted to.
It's bigger than our New York City apartment.
It is bigger than our New York City. So, all right. So this one is called Btc Down, tensions up. I mean, tensions are always up, but Bitcoin has been taking a hit. Financials in the world are not great, which is why I thank my lucky stars. My wife is clairvoyant, by the way, if I might add, while I have her here. All along the way, she said everything she called, and she's been known to do this. I said, "What do you think? We're going to sell quickly or slowly?" And she always says from the beginning, "We're going to sell quickly," and we did. And today, when we were going through all the closed stuff, I said, "What do you think? It's just going to be fine?" And she said, "No, the lady's going to have some problem. There's going to be something at the very end, which is going to be a hiccup, but we'll get through it." Sure enough, she found some flooring that was a little roughed up from a coil on our HVAC. It was clogged up, so we got it fixed and everything. It's a couple years ago, but it kind of hurt the floor. Floor is under innards of the house. No one sees it. No one goes there. It's, it didn't really matter anyway. It's kind of flooring that's always jacked up. So she freaked out on that, but we got through it. We pushed her over the hump. So jokingly said it was basically like selling to my mom. So anyway, let's get into it. Okay. Let's get this done. I'm super tired. I had a 15-hour day today. And I still have to look at the potential lease of our new digs, wherever that may be, which we'll divulge later on. So here we go. This is your crisis report for November 17th, 2025. Hopefully you checked out the crisis report alert earlier. Looks like it's getting some good play. How I'm keeping up, I really don't know, but I am. So I guess that's good. So let's get through it. Appreciate you being here. And we will, hopefully you will possibly become a member like Gene or Water Tiger or Bad Bobber and join us in the cause. The intel is always forthcoming. Also find us on Gab, Minds, Twitter X, Truth Social. I haven't posted there much lately for obvious reasons. Subscribe Star and Locals. There's actually a story on here about the Economist cover I put on to Subscribe Star and Locals. Pretty interesting. They tend to be a little clairvoyant, if you know anything about a pangolin and other things. So, that's those are always there too. Those are a couple bucks a month too for the really cool stuff. But let's get you on through it and to it so I can go to bed and start another 15-hour day. Kilauea volcano in Hawaii has erupted, producing a striking wing-shaped burst of activity with lava fountains climbing over 1,500 feet high. Nigeria discussing security challenges with the U.S. after Trump threats foreign minister to the Associated Foreign Press. Senator Ted Cruz is laying out the groundwork for a 2028 presidential bid by leaning into his feud with Tucker Carlson. He's putting himself on a collision course with Vice President Vance, Carlson ally, widely seen as the 2028 GOP frontrunner. Western aid cuts could cause 22.6 million deaths, according to researchers. That's about as vague and nebulous as you can get. So evidently you need to keep giving up all of your money for people in third world countries or they'll die. Okay? Don't feel bad. Poland suspects railway sabotage committed for foreign intelligence service, according to prosecutors. Indiana homeowner is charged with manslaughter in the fatal shooting of a house cleaner who arrived at the wrong time. Okay. Castle doctrine gone wrong. President Trump says U.S. will sell F-35 stealth jets to Saudi Arabia. President Trump says that his hoarse voice was because he was shouting at people because they were stupid. I understand that very much. Michigan man J.D. Vance convicted of threatening to kill Vice President J.D. Vance on Fox 13. So a guy with the same name tried to kill a guy with the same name, or threatened it. X has turned off automatic translations for Hebrew posts after they frequently amplified inflammatory or policy-violating content, including calls for violence. Acting FEMA Administrator David Richardson has stepped down. President Trump says the U.S. must keep bringing in H-1B foreign workers until Americans learn to make computer chips and train our people. Okay. Bill and Hillary Clinton are refusing to sit for the House oversight depositions related to Jeffrey Epstein. UN Security Council has approved the U.S.-backed resolution supporting President Trump's 20-point peace plan for Gaza and the broader Middle East. So, yeah. A Michigan man with the same initials as Vice President J.D. Vance, his name was J.D. Vance, has been sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for posting online threats to kill Trump, the vice president, and a member of Trump's family. Release of the Epstein files will be weakened by national security restrictions, leading to heavy redactions that block any meaningful new revelations. Who could have saw that coming? Are you kidding me? Really? That one calls for a whoosh. United States Air Force, Boeing KC-135R stratotanker operating on the coast of Venezuela as of right now. At least it was hours ago. Very rare NASA Aerospace Lines B-377 spotted flying from El Paso, Texas. Anti-Christian graffiti has appeared in the town of Ezra, labeling Christians as slaves of the cross. Across Syria, Christian communities are facing an alarming and unprecedented wave of hostility and attacks. On November 17th, workers demanding wages at a construction site at Zhejiang Construction Investment Group were suppressed by People's Armed Police. Since the financial crisis amongst the real estate market in China, protests by workers demanding delayed or taken away illegally wages have become increasingly common. Zhejiang Construction Investment Group, like many other corporations, is a state-owned enterprise based in Huangzhou, Zhejiang Province, eastern China. Hungary has announced a major architectural initiative to restore Budapest's Castle District. All buildings destroyed during World War II will be reconstructed to their original forms as part of a sweeping revival project. And this is the Economist's cover, okay? They're going to interpret it. So here you go. Get your satanifications ready. On the evening of November 12th, 2025, an epic event occurred in the world of media and the conspiracy theories. Happens once every 365 days. That's The Economist magazine published yet another amazing cover titled The World Ahead 2026, hinting at what the world will be like next year. As we can see, there's a lot of fiction printed on the picture there, and conspiracy theories on YouTube will be trying, or theorists, will be trying to interpret it for several months. Of course, nothing will come of what is symbolized there, but by the time the World Ahead 2027 comes out, everyone will be forgotten about it, and the conspiracy theorists will start trying to interpret it again. However, Some things in the picture are quite obvious and will definitely come true. What are these things? Number one, the cake with the number 250, which represents the inevitable 250th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence in 2026, located in the center of the image, indicates that it will be the center of the attention of the entire world. Rockets, robots, syringes are literally scattered throughout the image. Most likely, people will soon calculate how many of each and where. The numbers are certainly symbolic and indicate dates. 33. Number 3, pills. There are plenty of them. Actually, they are not pills, but capsules, half red, half blue, white. This could be a reference to the Matrix, or maybe the pills are just part of the overall color scheme of the red and blue, suggesting the political divisions of the entire society. Huge container ship in the Pacific Ocean, which is attacked by satellite and opens fire with hidden cannons against the United States. This could indicate problems with the supply chain in the Pacific Ocean, false flag attack involving a similar ship, and more. Broken dollar sign undoubtedly indicates problems with the economy, but these problems are obvious even with the hints of the Economist magazine. Follow episodes, the meaning of which is controversial and unclear. Cross swords, which can be symbolized many things, from Elon Musk and his Twitter X to the number 24. X is the 24th letter of the English alphabet. Printer running at full power will symbolize the uncontrolled issuance of paper money, but it may not be a printer, but a device for counting ballots. Cracked dollar indicates problems with the currency in question. Hand in handcuffs can symbolize total control, police state, dispersal of protests, and the like. However, the raised fist is also a communist socialist fighting symbol, so it can mean that Donald Trump will handcuff the communists, and they will, at least for a while, stop making people's lives miserable. Red cup symbolize blood spilled, also a whole lot of range of other things. Whole monograph could be written about the symbolism of the cup, but the cup can also be considered in combination with the crossed swords as a symbol of some playing card. In this case, we need to look for 2 more symbols from the deck. Brains implanted with chips and connected to a game console certainly symbolize the impending mind control and brain chipping metahumanism, the convergence of machine and human, but in what context? Finally, third group of symbols is completely unclear and incomprehensible as to what they symbolize. The artist of the Economist magazine paints slightly worse than Monet and Picasso, but a little better than Ostap Ibrahimovich Bender, who was commissioned to paint the sower, which is why the people are indistinguishable. Trump, G, Modi, and Zelensky are quite distinct and recognizable, but it is not clear who these guys are standing next to Comrade G. One of them is believed to be Lula da Silva, the leader of Brazil, while others see him as Netanyahu, but the identity of the third person is unknown. Just the woman with white hair is unclear. Maybe Christine Lagarde? White births have seen the most significant rise in fertility in the U.S., accounting for nearly all of the country's birth increases. From January to August, white births increased from 49.75% to 49.91% of the population. U.S. President Donald Trump, about the Venezuelan crisis, says, "I do not rule out the deployment of U.S. troops in Venezuela. I rule out nothing. We have to resolve the matter of Venezuela." So, U.S. Navy USS Gerald R. Ford was spotted heading southbound roughly 150 miles or 240 kilometers southwest of Ponce, Puerto Rico. This is her first spotting in the Caribbean. Hamas has rejected key clauses at President Trump's 20-point plan, including the disarmament of the Strip and the deployment of an international force in an official proclamation. Hamas and the other terrorist factions in Gaza published a statement last night regarding the draft American resolution that will be brought to a vote in the UN Security Council concerning Gaza, and these are its main points. 1, American proposal is dangerous, calls for deployment international forces in Gaza. Attempt to impose international guardianship over the Strip. Proposal presents a biased approach to favor of Israel. Proposal paves the way for external control over Palestinian decision-making and denies the Palestinians the right to manage their own affairs. Proposal transfers the management of the Strip's reconstruction to a powerful international body. Humanitarian aid could become a tool of extortion that pushes out UNRWA and Palestinian institutions. They oppose the disarmament of Gaza. Palestinian people have the right to defend themselves, and any discussion about weapons will take place within a Palestinian framework related to the ending of occupation and establishing a Palestinian state. Reject any foreign military presence or international bases inside the Strip, violation of sovereignty, and a monitoring mechanism must be established for Israel's violation of the ceasefire agreement. Trump says he is proud to attack Mexican cartels top tier to stop the flow of fentanyl and cocaine into the U.S. Would I launch strikes on Mexico to stop drugs? Yes, it's okay with me. We know the addresses of every drug lord. We know their front door. We know everything about every one of them. They're killing our people. That's like a war. Trump says he knows the addresses of every drug lord. Could be proud to conduct strikes in Mexico and Colombia. Colombia has cocaine factories. Would I knock those factories out them? Would I knock out those factories? I would be proud to do it, he said. Tense situation in Bangladesh. People announcing lockdown across Bangladesh tomorrow. Violence is erupting in several parts of Dhaka. The former prime minister and her family has been in power for a long time. In 2024 was ousted. She's been sentenced to death. John Kerry, AI is going to change everything. Everything about everything. I mean, white-collar jobs in America will diminish before a lot of other kinds of jobs. Great. Bezos and Vikram Bajaj, founder of genetic engineering company Foresight, are going to become co-CEOs of a new AI startup called Project Prometheus. What could go wrong? United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense first fits anti-eavesdropping stickers in its EV fleet, banning staff from discussing secrets amid fears of Chinese spying. Hundreds of EVs have been leased by the MOD to reduce its carbon footprint and hit net zero targets. Literally says, please do not speak of anything official because you're in a Chinese EV and they're going to listen to you. Russia's strike on Ukraine energy infrastructure is continuing. Many cities and regions are experiencing widespread power and water outages. Registration precedes confiscation. Italy floats a one-time 52% tax on private gold holdings. Something tells me there's going to be a lot of strategic boat accidents in the near future, tragic boat accidents. Japan has warned its citizens in China to be careful of their surroundings and to avoid big crowds. And El Salvador has disclosed its largest single-day Bitcoin purchase of $100 million as Bitcoin dips lower. Bitcoin has dropped below $90,000 for the first time in 7 months. So, everything's going to be great. Yep. So, that is your crisis report for November 17th, 2025. I'm going to go get some sleep because I haven't had much lately. You guys keep doing the things. We're brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. If you're looking to take your 401k or IRA into gold and silver to protect it and take those monies you can use from your retirement, Augusta is one of the best out there. They are the Better Business Bureau rated. They are touted by CNBC. They are very good at what they do. So, God bless our republic is correct. God bless all of you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being members. For those that are, consider us on other platforms, especially like Locals, Subscribestar, and Substack. You can get a full transcript of all this, but we appreciate you being here, and we will see you on the next one. God bless you all, and have a great, great night.